Well, hey there, hi there, ho there. I don't know who used to say that, but somebody used to say that. Anyway, good afternoon, welcome. So let's get started. We're talking today about iOS 16.4 features. This is Go for Lunch for April 4th, 2023. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. And I am Roger Harmon, your host. If you're new here, please type new in the comments so we can get to know you. And we're here to make your technology work for you. This is National Walk Around Things Day. So that can be taken a couple different ways. One is just to go out and walk around. And the other way is you're walking around something that you should be doing, like you're procrastinating. So whichever shoe fits. So iOS 16.4 came out recently, and we're going to talk about some of the major features. And one of the biggies is 21 new emojis, and they look exactly like this. So some of these are self-explanatory. Some of them maybe we need a little explanation. For example, the shaking face. So the shaking face is appropriate when you're reporting about earthquakes, when you're cold, when you're scared. You can use the shaking face emoji. Then we have 3 different colors of the heart emoji. Apparently the pink heart emoji was something that was requested by lots of different people, so now it's here. We have the rightwards pushing hand. Sounds like a yoga stance to me. And then we have the leftwards pushing hand. So what do you get when you put those together? You get a high five. So now you can do a high five. Takes a little work there. You got to bring in 2 different emojis, but it's possible. So then we have a moose. They call this a donkey, but having been a former owner of a similar animal, I can tell you that this is actually a mule because the ears are shorter than a donkey's ears. So this is a mule. This is a wing, a blackbird, a goose, and a jellyfish. Now, what is this beautiful thing here? It's a hyacinth. And this funny-looking emoji is ginger, the ginger root. So then we have the pea pod, the fan, the pick comb, the maracas, and a flute. And this one stumped me, so I had to look it up, and I found out it's the Cahandra, which is a symbol of Sikhism. And then, of course, this is the Wi-Fi icon. So those are the new emojis. And voice isolation on iPhone calls is something added to 16.4. Now, this voice isolation was available previously on FaceTime calls, but now it's available on your phone calls. The tricky part is you have to be on a call in order to activate this feature. So when you're on a call, you go to the control center in the top right of your screen, swipe down, and then you're going to hit the mic mode button and turn on voice isolation. This does not work if you have hearing aids connected to your iPhone. So let's demonstrate that. Do I have any volunteers? Oh, I see Bob raised his hand. So hi, Leslie Ann. Glad you could make it. So let's unlock our iPhone. There we go. Get it back in position. So we're going to call Bob. So we are going to go to our phone and go to recents. And so we're calling Bob on the speaker. And they're going to create some background noise. Hi, Bob.
Hello, Roger.
So are you hearing the background noise?
I am not hearing the background noise now.
Oh, you're not? Okay, let's check and see what happened here. So you swipe down from the right hand corner and you see the mic mode is on standard.
It is.
And now You click on voice isolation and my voice should be clearer. What do you say now, Bob? Is it
I have voice isolation on.
okay? So do you hear a difference between voice isolation and standard?
I do hear a difference. Now I hear the background noise.
Okay. So it's working, folks. So this is how you turn on voice isolation. You'll notice a little note up here that says wide spectrum is currently unavailable. So what wide spectrum is, let's get rid of our background noise there. What wide spectrum it would be used when you have on your speakerphone and you have maybe a group of friends or family gathered around and you want everybody to be heard. So that's wide spectrum, but it's not available. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Roger. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, so we hung up for Bob. So that is voice isolation. So the next feature is being able to check your Apple Care coverage status. So you go to Settings, General, About, and click on Coverage. And there you'll view the warranty status of your iPhone, your iPad, your Apple Watch, AirPods, Apple Pencil, and other Apple accessories. So if you're on your iPhone, you're going to see your status for your iPhone. If you're on your iPad, you'll see the status for your iPad. And actually, this does work in macOS 13.3 Ventura, and you'll see the status of your Mac warranty. So let's take a look at that. So we're going to go into our settings and general. And at the very top, we're going to go to About. And here you see in the middle, coverage. So when we tap on that, it shows the coverage of my iPhone and my Apple Watch. So when we tap here on the iPhone, it says my Apple Care Plus renews on April 19th. So what that means is I have the newer version of Apple Care Plus that I pay for monthly, and it lasts beyond the 2 years of the traditional Apple Care as long as I keep paying it monthly. So this way you can have Apple Care beyond the normal 2 years. And then as you can see here, it shows all my different coverages. And then if I want to get more support, I click here on Open, takes me to the Apple Support website with the option of going to the Apple Support app. So if I go back here, click on the Apple Watch, you can see my coverage is expired. I had the 2-year coverage on that, and I've had this Apple Watch for longer than 2 years. So that's how that works. So, better 5G support. If you're a T-Mobile customer, you get the access to 5G standalone network support. So this gives you theoretically speeds of up to 3 gigabytes per second. So if you're downloading a movie or you're uploading files, then that could be very handy. So, but only on T-Mobile at this point in time. So remember last week we talked about Apple Books and the fact that they had taken away the page turn animation. Well, it's still not there, even though the articles that I read in preparation for today's presentation said that it was. So I checked it on my iPhone and the icon was grayed out. I checked it on my iPad, turned on the curl, and there was no curl. So this seems to be something that didn't quite make it. So hopefully it'll be here in the next revision. Apple Pay Later is another feature that is being rolled out slowly. You may have gotten an invitation to try it out. Some people did. A lot of people didn't. So what this is a purchase of a minimum of $50, but not more than $1,000, and you can spread the payments into 4 equal payments across a 6-week period. So basically, it's a short-term loan, and it works with any patient, any merchant that is accepting Apple Pay. But you do have to have a debit card connected to your Apple Wallet to take advantage of this, but there are no fees or no interest. So it's an interest-free 6-week loan that could help your budget. Another feature in the Apple Wallet is the order tracking. So this can be used with any features, any purchases, I should say, made with Apple Pay. The merchant doesn't have to do anything except offer Apple Pay. And it seems to work with information from Shopify. So let's go look at that. So we're going to fire up the iPhone here, do the Face ID. So one way to do that is with a widget. So if we swipe from left to right to get to our widgets, you can see here is the order tracking widget that says no active orders. So if I go back to the home page and go to the Wallet app right up here, and then here in the top left next to the plus sign is a little icon that's supposed to look like a package. And you can see here I don't have any orders. The interesting thing is I've made 2 purchases with Apple Pay in the last several days, and I expected to see at least one of those there, and I did not. So this may be another feature that's kind of being rolled out. This is something that many people have asked for many years, and finally it's here. Duplicate photo elimination in your iCloud shared photo library. So if you have duplicate images, and most of us do, you go to the Photos app and go down to the Utilities album and find a duplicates folder. So let's see how that works. So we're going to go to our photography folder here, and this is the Photos app. And here we are in albums. So you would touch albums here at the bottom to get to albums. Now we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom to utilities. As you can see here, then we have duplicates. So I have 849 duplicates. So I touch here. So sometimes, in fact, here's one. I don't know if you can see the sizes here, but on this sunset on the left, it's 2.9 megabytes, and the one on the right is 1.2 megabytes. So if we tap on this, we tap on merge here on the right, then it comes up and tells us that the selected items appear to be the same but may have unique resolutions, which in this case it does, file formats, or other slight differences. Merging will keep one version of the duplicate that combines the highest quality and relevant data and move the rest to recently deleted. So here we have merge 2 items. So we click on that and it disappears and replaces it with another. So in this case, they're both the same size. We click on merge. This one says 2 exact copies. Click on that and we get yet another one. So that's the way that goes. So as you can see, this only gives you 3 at a time. So this is going to take a while. Anybody need a recliner that tilts up to help you get out? I have one. Okay, so that's the way that works. And again, it's going to be a little tedious, but it will accomplish the task, something you can do while you're watching a movie or something. So that brings us to the question time. So if you have a question like Leslie Ann does, you can type it into the comments area, and we'll get to that in just a second. Please share the Gopher Gazette with anybody you know that has Apple devices. It comes to you every Monday morning about 7 o'clock in your email inbox. And we now have our custom URL because we have over 100 subscribers. That's youtube.com/@. Make sure you put the @ in there and Gopher Technology without any spaces. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and click the little bell, and that way you can get notified when we go live. Zoom updated yesterday, so if you haven't updated your Zoom to 5.14.2, good idea to do that before your next Zoom meeting. And speaking of Zoom meetings, here's another resource, a user group called iPug for people that are into iPhones and iPads. They meet on the first Tuesday of each month. And if you would like to get an invitation to that meeting, which is at 7 o'clock tonight, go to their website, which is theipug.com. That's THEIPUG.com. And on the homepage, you will see there where you can click and get an invitation to tonight's meeting and get on their mailing list and be notified for each month. Olga, who puts this on, does an excellent job of combing the internet and finding information that is useful to anybody that uses iOS devices. So we've shown you a few reasons to update to 16.4, but here's another one. It fixes more than 30 security exploits. So that in itself would be a fine reason to update. And then the update to Ventura 13.3 does the same thing, fixes 30 security updates. So I have a little story here about updating to Ventura. I updated my Mac Mini 2018 with no problem. But when I went to update my M1 Mac Mini, which is what we're using right now, it didn't show 13.3 being available. It says I was up to date with 13.2.1. So I did find a workaround. So if you see this problem that it doesn't let you update to 13.3, you can email me or call me and I will help you get that done. It did, once I figured out the workaround, it did the update without any problems. So Leslie Ann says, do you recommend doing monthly Apple Care? Yeah, it depends on how long you're going to keep your device. Now, I normally get a new iPhone every 2 years, so the 2-year plan would be fine. But sometimes I wait. And so I actually was just trying out the monthly plan this year. So if you're going to keep your iPhone for longer than 2 years, then it would be the way to go. So very good question. And so you're not new. Okay, I get it. I had to stop and think about that for a minute. Okay, so as always, if you have any other topics you'd like me to cover, please give me a call or an email, and that information is coming up next. So thanks for attending, and we will see you next Tuesday at high noon. Have a great rest of your week.